everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and today is our first project in our August monthly color challenge, which is KCD AUG 20 JJ23. There we go. It's the tags in the description box below, and it was on the thumbnail when you all saw the video, so you got it. It's also on the Facebook page as one of the featured posts. So there you go. The colors that I am working with for August are based on, and all my colors I've chosen based on Stampin' Up! Colors, but you can find any color scope that you want, but we have kind of a moon glow orange. This is called Mango Melody. We have Balmy Blue, which is kind of a nice ocean blue. We have Pear Pizzazz, which is a nice soft green, and then we have the pop of the rich razzleberry, which is, you know, a bright mulberry color. So these are the colors we're going to be working with. Now our feature artist this month is Tracy Easson from Tracy Easson Designs, Just a Girl and Her Imagination. And I'm going to be working with these two stamp sets today. This one is called Believe. This was inspired and dedicated to her dad from her Angels of Love and Light collection. And this is from her Soul collection. Again, inspired and dedicated to her dad. So these are the two sets we're going to be working with today. I'm going to be using the girl. I'm also going to be using the words Believe in Your Dreams. And I'm going to be using one of the soul symbols from over here. So let's get started. Remember that I will link Tracy's channel down below. Particularly a video that showcases some of the amazing work from her design team. And I am doing this on the fly. We have thunder rumbling outside. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's like after 8 o'clock at night. So storms rolled through earlier today, and I thought, you know what? After I sat on the deck and watched the storms roll in, it seemed like a good day for a nap. Did not realize I was going to sleep for 4 hours. So there was that. So I'm going to start. I know I'm going to be working with a card base that is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And if I don't write those things down, the measurements down, I'm going to forget them. But my card base is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I'm going to want a colored base behind the stamped image. So that's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. Which means I'm going to work with a spot that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. That's the size that I'm going to be painting on. So let's go ahead and cut that. My Fiskars trimmer keeps coming apart on me. We're going to go to 5 inches. And I'm just using standard crafting cardstock from Stampin' Up! For this front. And it needs to be 3 3/4. So we got to go all the way over to there. Okay, and so that's what I'm going to be working with. Now, while I'm here, I'm not going to cut my next base yet because I don't know what color I'm going to be working with. Actually, you know what? I think I do know what I want to do. Let's go with a silver. Actually, I probably should go with a gold because of the yellow. But remember, you can bring in any colors you want as long as you use at least 3 of those 4 colors. But I want to put a little shine or shimmer behind this. And you know what? I think I'm going to go... Oh, I'm looking over here. I got this brainstorm, and I really don't want to use the gold and silver. We've been using that a lot. Silver foil, black, galvanized metal, pumpkin pie is too orange. A balmy blue glimmer paper. Now that would be perfect. So let's use this. And when Stampin' Up! Had this, I bought several packages so that I'd have it. And I know that the base needs to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So let's take this to 5 1/4. And then I'm going to show you a trick here in a minute. By 4. See how this is going to nest right behind here, just like that. Just enough. But I don't want to waste all this glitter in the center, so I'm going to take my pencil so that I make sure I do this, and I'm just going to draw a rough sketch of a circle or of a rectangle on the inside. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going to be seen. And with my trimmers, you can tell that was really easy. So I'm going to line this up on my trimmer. And this line right here on your trimmer is your arrow for lining up on any lines you might draw, so I know where to start and when to stop. And I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to do it again. I line my wire up first, and it's one of the reasons I love this Fisker trimmer, because that wire tells me exactly where I'm cutting. And I move my trimmer blade out of the way till I get this lined up. Come back up and line that up. And then I'm going to come back here and do that like that. And see, now I have this piece that I can use on something else, and I've not wasted anything. So I'm going to stick that down here out of the way for now. And see, now I can put this right on top of there when I'm done, and you can't tell that there's anything missing from the back. Okay, so we're going to lay this aside. Hope I don't lose it. And we're going to get started with our colors. Now, I thought I wanted to use Lindy's Magicals again. This is their Industrial Chic. And I liked it because it had a, it's called Steampunk Sepia, but it almost has a gold to it. But I need to use 3 colors out of this collection, or at least 2 of those. And they need to be Mango Melody, a Balmy Blue, and a Pear Pizzazz. So I've got this Shabby Turbine Teal that's going to be close enough. Or maybe this, yeah, this is more green. And, ooh, Rusty Lantern Lime. We may mix those two. And then I don't want Steel Shimmer. But let's look at, I need a blue. So maybe we will use those 2 teals. Mix those 2. And I don't have a raz. Let me see what I've got over here. Let me see what I've got over here. That will work. I really want to use, oh, there's an Oktoberfest orange. That's the one we'll use. Let's use that one. This is how Lindy's came originally, and then they went to this, and now they have a totally new dispenser that they're using. So what I'm going to do is, you know me, and I like my color wash. I don't like to sprinkle directly. It's just not what I do. So let's take a little bit of our mango here. And it doesn't take a lot. And a little bit of our blue. And let me get one of my spoons out. God, we're already at 8 minutes and I'm still sitting here playing. Yeah, one of our spoons. I could use a brush, but I want to do this. Let's see, this one's going to be more of the green. Oh, more of the blue. That's the blue. And then I want to take and mix the Rusty Lantern Lime, but I want to tone it down so it's more, not quite as bright green. So I'm going to take and put a little bit of that down here. And I'm going to mix it with the Shabby Turbine Teal and give it a little bit more green. See what happens. The idea, folks, is to get your toys out and play. If you're not sure what they do, that's the best time to get everything out and play. Get the lid on here before I have it all over the work table. Okay, now I need my water brush. I have several. And it says I pick up one that has water in it. Start there. Okay, I want to drop some water into this one. I know it's got water in there. Where's my water bottle? Well, there is water in this barrel. So we're just going to take and dump just a little bit. And that one, and this one. Okay. that gives us a place to play. Okay, I'm going to move this card out of the way. And I want to mix, I really want to focus on the greens and the blues. So I'm going to, that needs more water. Whoa, does that need more water? I had a water bottle, there it is, over here. Do you think I could find it when I needed it? There we go. That's probably too much now, but that's okay. I'll have paints to play with tomorrow. Let's get this stirred up. And before I paint on my actual base, I'm going to use this piece here to get some color wash on. See, that took the brightness out of that lime green really well. I love that. Okay. Now let's go up here to our blue. Oh yeah, love that. Love that. And try not to color mix that too much, but here we go. Okay, so we have colors to work with. We have colors to work with. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to take and really do a wide scope on this brush. This is a bigger brush. Let's use this when I don't really need the water, but I want that blue. So let's take and really give that a wash across there. Okay, I love the glisten in this one. And I've got it on there pretty heavy. Okay, now I want to take my Tim Holtz and give that a squirt and watch that run. And I'm going to switch my brush off a little bit here. And I'm going to come back in with this green, and I want to do this bottom of this green. And those colors will blend in so well. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of my, I know that somewhere here I have my ink. I just saw it. Good gravy, there it is. I've not worked over here in this corner all week, and I can tell. I'm going to blot that off a little bit. Look at that. I love that. Now, I'm going to hit it with the heat dryer. So I'm going to move this and forget where I set it. Plug in my heat gun, and we're going to make some noise here for just a minute. Because I want this to be dry. I love my Lindy's Magicals. And a lot of times, I mean, there are different ways to use the Magicals. The idea is to find the way that works for you. I don't have a lot of luck just spritzing directly the powders directly to the paper and then watering them down that way. My best pieces come from creating a watercolor wash with them. Other people do great with putting the backgrounds down directly to the paper, hitting them with the water and doing the thing. Just doesn't work for me. Okay, now I'm going to come back with my Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm going to stamp out the girl. She's going to be gorgeous. And I want this green down in here as part of her bodice, so it's where I'm going to stamp her. I don't know if y'all saw this week where Carol Duvall passed away last week. Broke my heart. She had been in an assisted living facility for several years, and I believe she was 97. Isn't that pretty? And it really doesn't need anything else. That's the key thing. Now, before I do this, before I do the soul stars, I want to come back in and do my words. And I'm going to go ahead and just make use of this. And I'm going to stamp my words on here. Noisy they may be. I believe it's very dark. And I've spaced these apart on my block so that I can cut them apart. So I'm going to stamp those. And I will leave the Stampin' Up information down below. The Stampin' Up blocks work great with these stamp sets. This big one, I used block I. My words are spaced on block H. And I have my soul stars on a B block. Okay, so we're going to come back and do that in a minute, but I want to do this first. And I'm going to come in here with my trimmer again. And I'm going to cut these down into individual words, just like this. And I think, now that I've got that big piece out of the way, I think I want to use my scissors. I am hoping I can post this tomorrow morning. We're not supposed to have storms tomorrow. I'm recording this on Wednesday night. And I'm going to just block that off a little bit. Now, if you'll notice, I haven't put any orange in here yet. I have a plan. And I'm going to try something before I do it on the card. So bear with me. Okay. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to block them off. Not being perfect. But I chose the words to build Believe in Your Dreams. We're at 17 minutes. We're not doing too bad. Remember, tomorrow is Friday and we will have a premiere. So if you are around at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be in the chat room right next door on Friday the 11th, I think it is. Come on over and join us. Love to have you in our chat. Premiere means that you are watching the video while we have the opportunity to chat. And I'm just taking and rubbing the edges of these word tags on my Memento black pad, just to give them an edge. And then as soon as I do this, I want to try something before I do it on the card front. Because, you know, I still have to bring in that other color. Because I have to use at least 3 of the 4 colors. Boy, that little word in is a toughie. Okay, so I want to get it placed on here first. And I'm going to use my Tombow glue. And I need the word, I need to put believe in your dreams. And I want to bring it down a little lower, I think, because I want to have room to bring the words in, or bring the soul stars in. I love the idea of soul stars. I think that is such a cool idea. Tracy is such a fabulous person. She is so fun to watch. She's such a happy girl. I love her to pieces. I'm so glad we became friends. And you know, people talk about making friends on the internet. It really is possible. It really is. If you get in with the right group of people, such as, I met Tracy through a blogging group that I belong to called What's on Your Work Desk Wednesday, where we post to our blog every Wednesday showing what we're working on. And it's been going for 14 years. I haven't been there that long, but they've been doing it for 14 years. Okay, I'm going to bring my colors back in because I want to try something here real quick. I'm going to use this. And I want to see what happens when I do this. I'm coming back in and getting that mango orange. And I want to see, let's see, this hasn't been heat set. Let me heat set this first. Let me heat set this first. Because that might make a difference. But what happens if I come back in with this? It doesn't really show. Do I want to risk do I want to risk messing this up? Let me put this on. You know, and now that I look at it, I really don't like it on that blue. I really don't. But I have a plan. I have a vellum here that is a Mango Melody of sorts. And it needs to be cut to what? Somebody tell me. 4 by 5 1/4. That was it. 4 by 5 1/4. So let's get this out really quick. I am going over just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to come in at about that mark. And I'm going to come in at about that mark. And I'm going to come in at about that mark. And at about that mark. Okay, close enough. I can come back in here with the scissors and trim that out. Okay, that worked. That worked. I usually don't do these on the fly, but it's just, I shouldn't have napped today is what happened. I should not have taken my nap. Okay, so see, then we can bring that down, and that's going to bring in our Moon Glow Orange. That's going to work. Okay, now, what color should we use for our card base? I think we want to use the Balmy Blue. So for a card base, we're in the home stretch here, folks. I need this to be 5 1/2 here, and then I need to score it on the 4 1/4. Take and come in here like this. Get my bone folder back here and score this. Remember the trick that we learned from artists was to score on, or to do your crease on both sides so your card will lay flat. Okay, then I'm going to come back in with this. Remember, Tombow will dry clear, so we're all right with that. And I'm going to try and center that on there just like that. And then I'm going to come back in with this one. And I'm going to run a little bit in the center too, so it'll help hold that center down. Just like this. Whoops, our vellum shifted. Hang on. Not by much it didn't. But it's going to come up easy enough I can move it over. Okay. That's better. Not perfect, but better. And then we want to make sure that our girl is going right side up. And we're going to put her down here. Now, I know I've still got another one of those that I want to put on here, but I want to get that put together. And then I'm going to come back in with one of the soul stars. And I'm going to have to hold this down and give that a chance to dry on that vellum. But I'm going to go right here on the top corner, just like that. And there's our card using stamps from 2 different sets from Tracy Easson, as well as our colors for our August Color Challenge. I hope you'll get out your colors and play. Thanks for joining me in the studio, and I will see you back here tomorrow where we get to chat in the premiere at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, remember to like, to share, subscribe, and tell me down in the comments below, what are you working on? I'd love to know. Creative blessings.